Hi, everybody. Recruiting Animal here on October 29th, 2025. Look who's here. Donna Terrell is back. I had a feeling she was going to show. Recruiting applicants, recruiting applicants is like striking out the pitcher. How's that?
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you've never recruited applicants, have you? You're doing it now.
I'm doing it right now. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
lot
I mean-
easier than going out headhunting. Come on.
Well, yes and no. The job itself, if you're not responsible for actually finding the best people, the job itself is easier. But if you're still tasked with finding the best person for the role, you're doing a combination of the applicants and the headhunting.
So what your answer was,
you don't
you're never
appreciate
just recruiting
ambiguity.
applicants. That's what your claim is. I'm always headhunting, right?
True. That's because I'm very good, though.
Yeah. Okay.
There's room in the industry for people who don't do that.
Uh-huh.
So oftentimes when I go to start checking all the resumes, I have a bias that I'm not going to find anything good because so often that's what it is. But it's bad to have that. And I have to put that away because already in the last search, I found two really, really strong candidates there, who aren't just applicants. They're strong candidates.
I'm really lucky. I don't get a lot of applicants, but I do look at all of them.
Mhm.
And I told this story recently. I got one with a Navy SEAL. I'd never made one single call in the search. I posted a job on a Thursday. Coming in Monday morning, this guy applied. I called him. Fell out of my chair. I sent him to the employer. They fucking loved him on the first call. Brought him in, loved him even better, made him an offer, and had that deal done by that following Friday.
Oh, here he is. Okay. You know what, Rich? Okay. These guys have been killing my joke. Okay. I gotta see.
You have to start over again.
Recruiting applicants is like striking out the pitcher. Do you like that? Do you get it?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Applicants, they come to you.
No,
You don't have
it
to go out
doesn't
and
make any
find
sense.
them.
Yeah.
These guys are terrible. They don't even get the joke. I think at least Donna got it. Did you get it, Donna?
I got the joke. I didn't know if it was wise for you to continue on that path. So,
Okay, here's a question. Instead of Wikipedia, Grokpedia. Have you guys tried it? Grokpedia.com.
I have not.
No.
Did you hear about it?
just
No.
now.
I'm assuming with the word Gronk, it's
Grok, G-R-O-K.
yeah, it's the idiot. The idiot decided that Wikipedia was too woke or something, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Yeah.
Wait, you want to hear something dumb? So
Okay.
I've been getting hammered by my account executive at Ring Central, and I'm having certain issues with Ring Central right now. So I'm like, she keeps saying, "Well, go call this number or go email support." I'm like, "Isn't that your job? Is to help me with my accounts?" And she's like, "My role as account executive to continue planning and expansion, and also facilitate additional additions and new sales." This is literally the last 10 minutes. And I'm like, well, how the hell are you going to get new sales when the product sucks and you can't fix the problems? Which the problem? The product
She's a
doesn't suck,
sales
but
rep, not a tech support person, Rich.
It's not a tech support. It's probably a setting
Customer
or something
service,
that
right?
a salesperson know how to fix. Or they would speed it up so you don't have to sit on the phone for 20 minutes trying to get through someone on tech
It
support.
sounds like you weren't even on the phone. You're reading text where you
This is
talk.
all their email. This is their email. Because I'm like, I don't have time to sit on the phone. If I get off this call now, then I will go sit on the phone with them.
Okay.
But,
What's
So
the problem?
what's your point? Is that these tech
The
companies
point is
take us
the-
for granted?
no, the point is this is another shitty salesperson who's not doing her fucking job. I mean, it's like if you have a customer is telling you, you're reaching out to me and I'm saying, I've got a problem. You try to fix the problem. You don't say it's not my job.
Okay, here's this recruiter is bragging. Okay, he says we tell our clients 1 to 3 reasons why the candidate we're sending them is not the right fit. He's bragging about it. Is that what everybody should do?
If he's not the right fit, why would you send them?
They also
Yeah.
send them some reasons about why it's a good fit. Okay.
I mean, if you know there's a flag about the candidate they should just dig into, yeah, it's not the worst
Yes.
thing to do. But I'm not sure I'm going to lead with, hey, my candidate sucks, but you should really talk to him.
Well, but here's one thing. Like someone sent me a candidate and they had a little bit of hoppiness, and they have to know I'm going to ask about that. So I would have preferred if they had led with the reasons for the movement because they know I'm going to follow up and ask that.
But that's not necessarily the negative. That's not like, hey, here's a problem. Here's just addressing
No.
a known issue. Like,
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
is a negative. I mean, like, because that's a strike against
I
them unless they
guess.
can explain it well.
yeah, but that's kind of a common sense one to do. You would think,
I imagine that's what most of those are. I don't think they're like sending criminals and that are like huge
It's a
negatives.
360 view, so you got warts and all. What's wrong with
So
that,
it-
Rich?
So,
Builds trust.
what's her name? Trisha Tamkin. Her GPT for candidate submittal has a section for not red flags, but like concerns. But she turns those concerns into positives actually in those concerns, right?
How?
Like,
How?
for example, and I was trying to look for one. Rich Rosen has not been in the telecommunications industry very long. A possible concern is Rich Rosen has not been in telecommunications very long. However, that would make it so he doesn't have any preconceived notions and is highly trainable, right? Something like that. Like
She sells
that's what
into the
does.
weakness. She sells into the
Yeah.
weakness.
She
Rich-
mentions the weakness and then sells into it. So I think that's okay. Or I have been in situations where I'll say, look, this search is really tough. I found Donna Carell. She's really good, but she's lacking this and this. Or she's a job hopper, but we had COVID and yada, 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 right? You can tell your client, I'm bringing you this candidate and there are some shitty things about the candidate, but this is the only one we can find, or I think they're good for these reasons. That's okay.
exactly.
Well, hold on a second. Now, Rich is going to get a challenge. Rich teaches a course every Thursday morning, 8:45 a.m., and it's online. It's a small group of recruiters, and you can ask him any questions. But here's the kicker. Trisha Tamkin is his partner on the course, okay? So now, tomorrow, he has to challenge her in front of the group with this accusation that Tom just made against her, that she lists the negatives, which Rich said is a bad thing to do.
That's not what I said. That is not what I said.
Rich clearly said,
Oh, good Lord.
Rich clearly said, I don't think that's a good idea. Well, there's
No.
something, a real red flag, but what they do is provide the picture of the strengths and not such great strengths.
No, but
okay?
you're
And
like Tommy said, you're going to, lessen the blow of some of the negatives. You're gonna, hey, here's the issue. Here's how we can. Here's how you can. Just here's some of the things you may want to dig into. Like
Can I trust you to take that up with Trisha tomorrow
I
morning?
got it right. I got her GPT right here. So she starts with their summary or their name. Meet James Pereira, name, current title, yada yada. Summary: James brings 20 years experience, qualifications, industry experience, then potential areas of concern. James has limited sales leadership roles directly tied to insulated wall panels or similar product types. However, his knowledge of the construction products market, particularly metal roofing and siding, is easily transferable to a wider scope. This is her GPT that she built.
What's it? Okay. So the question here is, should you do it with every candidate or only if there's glaring considerable?
I agree with you.
Okay.
Not every candidate.
Okay.
I even if I use her GPT, I don't always include the potential areas of
Well,
concern.
not every candidate has weaknesses though as well. None of them.
But
are
I don't think
perfect.
they're worth mentioning. Like sometimes it's not worth mentioning.
Okay. You remember, maybe I'm going to have to cut this one out as well. Last week, Donna, you weren't here. Somebody posted, are older recruiters calmer because they've got a lot of experience with fall offs and that stuff.
Tommy is a great example.
Oh, yeah.
So
He's
chill.
very chill. Yeah. But this guy said, I used to spend a lot of time at work with a guy who's in his 80s, still working. If someone cheated or wronged him, he wouldn't forget. He took it personally. He said this line over and over again. I wouldn't piss in that guy's mouth if his teeth were on fire. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't piss on your hair. I wouldn't piss on your face if it was on fire.
I never heard it before. It's disgusting. Okay. But the point is, the guy was in his 80s. Was he calmer than the average person? No, I don't think so. Okay. I've never heard of any of us say anything close to that here. Okay.
There's an old Sicilian saying, I'll give you the shirt off my back, but if you steal one button, you'll regret it for the rest of your life.
Okay. Should I cut out that piss in your teeth?
Probably.
Oh boy, we're not going to have him. Okay, here's something else.
Hey,
Again,
it's Recruiting Animal. And here's Rich Rosen. So bye. Have a great day.
Yeah.
That's going to be your show today.
okay, here's something else though. We usually talk about talent versus a personality, but these guys, they called that personal factor the hang. It's like this is somebody you'd like to hang out with. And I really like that phrase. And this guy used the example of musicians. He said, when you hire a musician for your band, it's 50% talent and 50% being someone who's enjoyable to be around, who doesn't bring a lot of drama to the table. So that he calls that the hang. Does anybody else like that? It's kind of like the vibe.
The term's good, but I 100% agree with the sentiment of the term.
50%, is that enough talent?
I mean, I have a
No.
client that would hire
No.
someone who's 50% less qualified than a rock star if he fits in culturally,
Okay.
right? So it can be. It just again, refer back to the in-call messages. Nothing's black and white, but yes, I would much rather have someone who fits in culturally to my team. My clients would much rather have someone who fits in culturally to the team and culturally to the company than a rock star who fits every angle, every degree, PE, master's degree, and doesn't fit in
hold on. Now
culturally.
you're reminding me of something. Eric Schmidt, who used to be the CEO of Google, he says you should hire prima donnas like Steve Jobs. I think that's crazy.
Again, nothing
role.
is black and white.
Yeah,
But
it's a different role.
in
too.
general, when you're building a team, you need to have some cohesion, right? You can't have an entire team of hunters and fishermen and hire 2 or 3 Sudoku players who garden, it's just going to be oil and water. Now, not everybody has to be a hunter, but you should have some type of, you had this on, I go back to the guy who only hired people who ran marathons or something, right? Like he didn't hire any fat people.
Are you
right?
making sense? Because you've got me confused, okay? Here's what he says. If you read any management textbook, it says don't hire the divas because they're just a pain in the ass, okay? And they are.
It would
But the people-
depend.
Unless
about
you
what
need
you're
one.
hiring the person for.
You might
Yes.
need a diva.
He also said hire the laziest person because we'll figure out the quickest way to do something.
Efficiencies, maximize efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's lots of, again, that's why nothing's black and white, right?
Well,
In general, I'm not
yeah.
hiring a fucking prima donna, but if I need, he has these qualities as a prima donna that's going to work for this particular issue or this particular team or this particular country,
That's
right?
a
Overseas or
special
whatever.
case. You're arguing a special case, okay?
Yes, that's everything is like
Okay.
that. And that's why a lot of recruiters fail because they don't dig down into the cultural fit of the company or what the company's
How can
looking
you
for
tell? A
beyond
recruiter has
qualifications.
a half-hour conversation with somebody, tops, or an hour tops.
And they're a shitty recruiter and they shouldn't be doing this and they should go back and work in-house somewhere or go sell cars.
What, you do a full personality analysis?
I understand what my client likes to hire.
Yeah,
Okay.
somebody who's
I
chatty.
truly
Someone
understand
who's
that.
chatty. Okay, it's that
And
simple.
more beyond that. And when I'm talking to a candidate, there are certain ways that I ask questions and do things that at least let me know that at surface level, we're in the right ballpark. And then I go from there, right? And that's what makes me good at what I do, especially why this company continues to hire me, continues to work with me for however long I've been doing this fucking stupid
Okay,
job.
you've been selling your, so you sucked up to Donna, now you're sucking up to
No,
yourself, okay?
no, you don't understand. And she makes a very great point. There are roles that are strictly qualifications based. That's all the company cares about. They have a master's degree. They know C sharp like the back of their hand, and they can type 150 words a minute. We don't care if they got a hand growing out of their fucking head. We don't care anything. That's all we want. And then there are other positions that are important that they fit in culturally. They mesh with the team. They're not going to
Okay,
cause
let me stop you
issues.
there. Let me stop you there. What is a team player? Can anybody here define that? Have you ever thought it through?
You
No.
have to dig deeper to find out what that means.
What does it even mean, a team player? Oh, he's not a
Depends on the
As opposed-
company.
For us, I can tell you for all of our companies,
What happened
it's
to my
about
fucking picture?
you're back. You came
Okay.
back. It's all about a collaboration and that you're able to pass your work back and forth. Everybody comments on everything that everybody does. You have to be able to take it, and you have to be able to have people's back. You have to be able to finish the deliverables that someone else doesn't have time for. Blah blah blah. I mean, there's
A
very
GM will
specific
hop on a
abilities.
forklift and go help load a truck if the forklift driver doesn't show up. Right? Everybody's in this together. And nobody will do anything that someone else won't do. Right? So, your big manufacturing facility, you'll see the guy in his Brooks Brothers suit run out there, take off the suit jacket, and help a guy fix some
Oh.
pallets or something.
And here's an
That type of
example of another team of what team player is for them. It's you'll follow directions because this is how the team does things. So we don't want you to come in with all of your new ideas. You're gonna follow this.
No
For
prima
them,
donnas.
that's-
No
Yeah,
prima donnas.
that's
there.
a great. Yeah, my client's the opposite. They want new ideas. They've been hiring
Yep.
and cannibalizing their own employees for so long. When I went to the meeting at corporate, they said, we need people who are going to bring us fresh ideas. If we keep cannibalizing our own people and only hire our type of company, from in our company, we're never going to bring in fresh new ideas. We're making it incumbent upon you, Tom,
Yep.
to find people that fit in with the organization. Our team players are the type of people we hire, but can bring us fresh ideas.
That's why, like Animal US, how do you know what it is? Because if Tommy talked to a new client, they said we want a team player. His next question would be, describe what that means to you.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna find out, just like work-life balance. What does that mean? What do you really want? You just have to keep asking the follow-ups.
Okay.
You know
Yeah,
that.
the team player could mean, as Donna said, I don't want
Bernie!
anyone who goes against the grain. We want followers. We want no leaders. We only want followers. That to them might be a team player. And the other people might be, we want fresh ideas. So yeah, it's totally different.
I've got some questions about advice about how to interrupt people, but that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll follow my own advice. Okay. But this guy, in fact, this is, I think, from what's the guy's name? Travis Jenko. Does anybody aware of him? He's I found him from the Digital Recruiter. That's how I was introduced to him. And he says, this is how you find out if someone's a team player. Tell me about a time you had a major disagreement with a teammate. How did you resolve it? Does anyone like that? Wait a second. Before I go on to that, Rich, have you been listening? Do you know what a team player is?
Sure.
What is it?
A team player is someone that you can collaborate with, that you can actually, they're actually trying to help you out. They're not just competing with you.
Okay, so Donna gave the example, if somebody's busy, that this person will take over and complete your work. Is that what you're thinking of?
I was laughing at her comment. What was your question?
Oh, you just want to stay with the blind generalities. What does a team player do, in your opinion?
What do? They enhance the team. They're not. Well, because what do you want? That's what it is. They're there to actually.
It's specifics.
The specifics. They're collaborating on projects. They're giving you information that maybe you didn't know. They're showing you a better way to do something. They're actually helping your process.
They're friendly. Is that what it means?
No, I mean they're giving.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I get friendly as you can use, but there's people that are collaborators that aren't that friendly, quite frankly. It's a means to an end. They want the company to do well.
They'll say something like, "Hey, dummy, don't you know about this? Listen to me. I'm going to tell you."
I mean, it's all, there's lots of ways you can help each other out.
Okay.
So
let me ask Ernie before we go on to that question that I just said. Do you know what a team player is, Ernie?
No, I'm not a team player.
no,
I asked, do you know what it is? Okay, I didn't say.
That's why I said I don't know what it is. No,
Okay.
no, I'm saying
Okay, but what
team-
about this
team
question?
players in two
Travis
ways.
says,
Look, Travis, let me tell you what.
talk over me if you don't know what a
No,
team
let me
player
tell
is,
you.
okay?
Well, you're talking to me, and I had to finish my question, my
No.
answer. But I'm going to tell you. Let me look at this. A team player to me is somebody that'll go in there and help me. If he doesn't help me, he's not a team player. If he goes behind my back, he's not a team player. If he takes credit for what I do, and it's done all the time in freaking staff meetings, I show him A, he comes back, hey, look what I found, A. And that's not a team player. But
The
it takes
Godfather has spoken.
it
Yeah.
takes
Okay.
it takes that special person, but I'm gonna tell you the payback can be vicious.
Okay, so a team player is someone who shares information and pitches in when necessary. That's what I gather from you guys, and doesn't stab you in the back, okay?
And team player is very individual. It's to me. It's not to the whole team.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, but what about this? Tell me a time that you had a major disagreement with a teammate. How do you resolve it? Or how did you resolve it? Does that sound like a good question to see if someone's a team player? Anybody?
How
Pistoleros is 15 paces.
how major do you want it to be?
But it's a good behavior-based question in general.
Let me give you an example. Having been in the corporate world, I had a guy that was a CFO, new CFO. He starts pointing his finger at me. He starts telling me this kind of shit. I tell him, you know what? You either put that finger away or I'm going to drag your ass across the table and beat the shit out of you. I'm the HR guy. I'm the HR guy. And he goes, oh, you can't, you know. And I said, look, I'm getting out of here right now. I go straight to the president's office. I tell him, this is what I just told you, CFO. And he says, Ernie, you're my HR guy. What are you doing? I said, look, I said, I'm a man first, and I don't take that shit from nobody. So you need to talk to him or get rid of me. Whatever you want to do. But that's what I'm telling you. But nobody's going to talk to me that way. You don't pay me enough.
You're a real diplomat.
See, I want to make.
He's standing up for himself. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, I would have done the same thing.
Who?
Richie, when you worked at the MRI office, did you have a bunch of guys all kind of the same age?
No, it was pretty varied. I was the youngest by 10 years, and the oldest was
and the best, the
Yeah,
youngest and the best.
I
That's
was.
the
Ours were
thing, okay? Because
roughly, you
don't
know,
have to
within
be
10 years of
senior.
each other, and we would come to blows sometimes, almost to blows in that
Really?
office. Like there was a lot of I'm gonna, you know, fuck you, motherfucker, having to break fights up, having to, you know, separate people over issues a lot.
really. Now our office was pretty good. I mean, I was only there for 6 months, but the people there were pretty nice in general. You know, everyone was pretty helpful. Yeah.
Wow.
Not where we worked. I mean, I was, and there was some that were, but there was a lot of cutthroat people that would stab you in the back to make a placement, steal a candidate from you, and the boss didn't give a shit. All he cared about was the money.
Money, yeah. When I was a stockbroker, it was like that. People would get fired, and there would be literally fights breaking out. People literally jumping over like cubicle walls to get their book. I mean, it was brutal. People would literally get bloody. So, yeah, Wall Street's a whole different. Like the stockbroker world's a whole different world. But yeah, no, you're right. It's what the managers put up with. It's like, you know, the guy like Dom had sent me this video from Orlando Bravo. You know, Tom Bravo, the PE firm. And not that this guy follows it, but he states it like he does. He's like, listen, it all starts at the top, basically. I mean, stuff we've all said. You know, you want to build a good culture. It starts with the CEO. You know, you got a lousy culture. It's usually the CEO, CFO, whoever turning a blind eye to stuff.
Okay, can I come back to that question? Tell me about a time. Tell me about a time you had a major disagreement with a teammate. How did you resolve it? I thought it was really good. Okay, I think Travis had a good.
It's a good. Like Donna said, it's a great
pretty standard
interview question. Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah, have
standard.
you ever asked it, Rich? I'll bet
I don't
you
give a
never
shit.
said that in your life.
You're right, because but clients ask it. I don't particularly.
Clients ask it. I don't ask it.
Yeah, why would I ask it? I don't care.
They say, "Oh, well, your client says I want a team player. How are you going to determine if the person's a team
My
player?"
clients don't ask that. They just want guys that know how to make money, and they want guys that aren't going to rock the boat. But I mean, that just comes out through conversation.
Has anyone ever been asked to find me someone who's a good team player? We want a team player. They put it in all the ads.
They all want it.
You got to ask for their definition of a team player.
Yeah, well, that's what I just did here. I had a hard time digging it out.
the person
No,
that's
you
asking
didn't.
for-
You just didn't like the answers. You got a lot of good answers.
Your
Just didn't
answers
like
were the best, Donna. Now you're going to say, yeah, you did a good job.
Give him a
Mike.
little shoulder, Donna. Give him a little shoulder. Come on, he was
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, she did. Do it again, okay?
You made me try
The candidate went to an in-person interview. Okay, the receptionist or admin person says, I'll tell the district manager you're here." Okay, so he goes there, waits 15 minutes. The guy doesn't show up. He asks her again. She goes in, says, "Okay, I'm talking." So again, I think how long went? About 35 minutes. Another 20 minutes went through, and the guy says, "I'm leaving." Okay. Then on his way out, the district manager runs in, goes up to him and says, "Please stay. I had an emergency." He says, "No way. I'm leaving." Okay. Did the candidate do the right thing?
Depends how bad did he really want the job. I mean,
And
it was this. I mean, the guy was truly apologetic. The candidate could have been like, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I got to get another meeting. Happily to reschedule, do a video call."
No, his point was that they made him wait 45
I
minutes.
understand
And
what his
that's
point
no
is.
way.
It doesn't matter.
so go ahead, Rich.
I wouldn't wait 45 minutes, but if I really wanted the job, I might.
I
You
think
got
it was
nothing else to do. You got a
disrespectful because that
job.
lady could have said he had an emergency
Exactly.
Right? We don't know how long. She kept saying, "Oh, I'll let him know. I'll let him know." So it made like him seem like, "Well, what's going on?" He got no information. She could have came back and go, "Hey, we had a major emergency. One of our clients dropped acid and hijacked a bus full of penguins, and we're trying to handle that. Can you wait around? If not, we can reschedule." But no, they let him sit there for 45 minutes. That's tough.
It is. I mean, I wouldn't have waited 45 minutes, but again, to your point, the admin should have done something to appease the situation. And the guy could have said, listen, let's just reschedule. I get it. Sounds like you're a lot on your plate right now. And, because you're going to have an interview where you're all pissed off now anyway. So it's probably not going to go great. The guy's mind's probably not on the interview anyway.
Especially if they have an emergency. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
So,
yeah, but hold on a second. One of the comments on this was that maybe real emergencies happen. Okay, and
all this stupid
yes.
bleeding heart shit. All this shit it always happens. It's amazing how many real things happen during an interview. All right.
But she could have said that to the guy.
Exactly.
Right? And she could have. 45 minutes is too long.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
5,
it's 10
minutes.
15 minutes, one thing. If the guys have an emergency, hey, can you come back in 45 minutes? All right. Or an hour. Whatever.
Yeah.
Be
Or
on-
we'll reschedule.
Yeah. You just got to be honest about.
Yeah, what if he had another, like Rich said, what if he had an appointment? What if he thought, okay, this is going to be an hour. They told me be here at 4:00. It's an hour-long interview. I'm picking my kids up at 5:30. Then he comes
you're
running out.
adding all kinds of stuff.
But that's what you're doing. I mean, it's you don't know anything. You don't have enough.
This guy's point, he didn't think it was. He didn't want to work for a company that sets an appointment and doesn't make it on time.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny with that is when they write on their resume, I'm flexible.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you get. I used to have whenever I saw that as a VP of HR, I would always make the person wait. And then I'd ask the receptionist.
Power mongering HR people as usual.
Yeah, I said, what was his reaction? He goes, "I'm just pissed." I goes, "Well, so much for flexibility."
Yeah, exactly. Though I mean,
Maybe he wasn't being flexible about time.
If the candidate
Okay.
did that, they wouldn't have interviewed the candidate.
no.
If the candidate called and said, "I'm on my way, I'll be there in 15 minutes," and then called back again in 30 and said, "I'm on my way, I'm still there," and then got there 45 minutes later and said, "I'm sorry, I had an emergency," do you think any of those motherfuckers would have interviewed him? Absolutely not.
And then the other thing too is if you're interviewing and you're part of that industry, you know what the problems can be. Like if you're in manufacturing, the plant goes down, everybody's going out there. Somebody gets hurt, everybody's taking care of it. And if you're one of the leaders, you got to be there to find out what's going on and making sure that the person who had their hands severed is now being taken care of.
And if she would have known that, she could have said, "We had a guy got his arm chopped off in the plant. It may be 45 minutes. Can you chill, or do we need to reschedule?"
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. I saw this question someone was asking too. It was like to check for emotional intelligence. It was like, basically if you get them distracted, ask them to tell you about themselves, and then deliberately check your phone or look distracted. Do they keep talking, freeze, or call it out? This guy's like the best reps will notice the shift, pause, and re-engage you. Is it like ways to check for things like kind of ask them to teach you stuff? It's this guy had all different, like this is how this guy interviews for salespeople, like for coachability and passion and grit, emotional
Okay, so in
intelligence.
other words, treat them badly and see if they can handle that and they
Or
stomach
give
it.
them
Is
a
that what
real
you're
life.
saying?
It's a real life situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's legit. You're engaging with someone. They're all of a sudden they're on their phone. Are you just going to keep going as if it didn't happen? You're going to stop them.
That's terrible. Okay.
That happens
You know
all
what?
the time. It's
I
actually,
actually had
I
a-
started thinking it was bad. I thought it was good because it happens all the time. Donna was right.
You know what? It's
How many
funny.
times have we heard that today? This is my favorite show ever.
You know what? Like I kind of had a guy did this yesterday, not knowing this client. He's one of his sales guys. Does a lot of helps him with the hiring because it's a young company, and the guy's great. But he comes in with such an attitude that he pisses everyone off, and even good candidates. He just basically drills into, "Hey, this is what I need. You don't do it, I don't know what I'm wasting my time for." And then he's like, the guy droned on for 10 minutes. The candidate was telling me the client was telling me the candidate droned on for like 10 minutes and he didn't recognize my facial expression that I was checked out or do anything. I mean, it is a way to check, but there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Like my client was totally wrong. And I told him, I'm like, you can't keep being a dick, quite frankly, to these candidates. I'm like, you have your way of doing it. You're still a rep. You're not the VP yet. And you're not going to have a team to manage if you keep treating everyone like shit, quite frankly, in interviews. And it's a small world and you're a tiny little company.
In fact, Rich said,
It's a small
Rich said, I can tell how what was it? Sorry, now if they treat me badly, but I was thinking, the reverse. If they treat my candidates badly, they're going to treat me badly. But that's not.
Or if I always say if they treat me poorly, they're going to treat the candidates poorly.
Okay, but that wasn't the case here. They didn't treat you badly.
No, they treat me wonderful. This guy is just it's a longer story, but this guy just he wants something that's very specific. As like
he's like a Marine drill sergeant, right?
Yeah, but it's just like it's unrealistic, is what it is.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Like I'm on my way
CEO,
out. Yeah, I can still hear you, but I don't wanna. Okay.
Yeah. It was just it was but whatever. It doesn't matter what this guy is, but it was just there.
Rich.
He watched Spoiler Room too many times and thought that's how you interview people.
Exactly. It's like you just some of these guys go a little too far.
Okay, I got a Rich question. Okay, I want to get this in before the show ends. Okay, it's went back again to Travis Janko. He's one of the guys I find interesting now. Okay, he says, you remember Rich always said one of his Rich rules is walk away from bad clients. Okay, am I right? Are you guys going to deny that?
You're finally right.
Okay, finally.
Not tough.
But Travis says he really digs deep on that. He said he tracks the time spent on every client and he cuts the ones that drain him loose, okay, based on the amount of time he has to spend with them. What do you guys think of that? I never thought of it. It's quite interesting.
Same thing.
I feel that way, but opposite. I feel that way about because we're engaging with the recruiting firms now, and some of them they're a drain on me. And I'm not getting enough from them for how much they want to talk or reach out. It's like, no, if they were giving me good enough stuff, maybe, but so.
So you guys all agree with Travis.
Yeah, I got a meeting at 4:30 that I could possibly fire the client depending on how the meeting goes.
Yeah.
Okay, but this guy says he actually measures the amount of time. He's got the data. I spent 2 hours with these guys already, and who knows where the search is going to end. I'm never working with them again, or I'm actually stepping out of the search now. He's got actually time. It's not vague, like, I don't like these guys anymore. This is how he measures.
Again, that's that black and white stuff we talk about. You start running your desk that way, you're going to miss out on a lot of good clients. I have a couple clients that hire a ton of people from me, pay me like that. And everything, they're not picky. If I get them a candidate hire and they talk my ear off, I'll spend this. Dude, I'll go to their house and clean their yard if they want me to. For fuck's sake, they're that good of a client, right? Like I don't care. Like you start doing that, I'm going to be firing clients that pay me lots of money. Why would I want to do
that? That's the key missing metric, though. It's not just the time, but it's the return. So if you're only measuring the time, that's one thing. But time versus return, now you've got a different measure. That might be worth it.
That's a good point.
Ernie, you want in on any of this stuff?
No, they're all saying the right thing, especially Donna.
Nice, nice.
I love her.
No, it just depends on where you are economically. It depends on do you want to deal with these people or not? If you like them or not. If you don't like them,
do you need new seat covers for your Tesla or not?
Exactly. Absolutely.
I need a $7,000 transmission job on my car. I might be a little more open.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah.
Actually, it's something to do with the time. It's a Porsche. It's something to do with time meter.
Not 7,000. Not 7,000. 1,500 maybe.
No, it's a Porsche. It's $7,000. It's the timing. Something.
Fancy.
There he's bragging again. I drive a Porsche. Okay.
Well, he does it now. He's got to get it.
Exactly.
Send us some pictures. Yeah. Okay. This guy applies for a job, okay, and they call him back from the company. They tell him, yeah, that position's filled, but there might be a different job here that you can do, okay? Obviously, the recruiter thinks this is a good candidate. They don't want to miss him. So he goes into a panel interview. A minute after, one of the panelists says, looking at his resume, says, "What are you doing here?" Okay? How should the candidate address that? You follow me? Everybody?
I guess say that I interviewed for the bottle washing position, but they told me that because of my background, I'd be a good fit for this position, and they scheduled it. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. That's bad internally.
Yeah,
That's a messed up internal process.
Well, I mean, you do that and you'd say, well, talk to Billy Bob here. He's the one that told me to come to this meeting and ask him why. Let's Bob, why don't you, it's at that moment you take control of the damn thing. And what am I doing here? I don't know. Ask him. I applied for this job and he gets me here.
And she has her dog there too. We talked about the dog. That's probably going to get cut off. Okay. Here's how to cut off. I like this one. Here's how to, if someone's talking too much, here's how you handle it. Last week we were talking about saying, that Dale Carnegie, say the person's name all the time, their first name. Well, in this case, it makes sense. The person's going on and on, then say their first name. That's going to catch their attention, okay? And they'll pause long enough for you to say something, okay? And then if it doesn't work the first time, do it again, or say, look, I know I'm interrupting, but, and then, but they
I'm
say,
interrupting, but.
yeah, and then you say, I know I'm interrupting, but I got to tell you this because it's going to leave. I do this all the time. It's going to leave
guys,
my mind.
Peace out.
Got to go. Okay.
Yeah, I got horses.
Hi, Tommy.
I got to wash my Porsche. Okay, everybody.
I got to take care of my horses. Thank you.
Horses and his Porsche. Good Lord. All right,
Okay.
so I got to hop to it because Ring Central keeps sending everything right to voicemail. All right, guys.
Okay, hold on. Wait a second, Rich. Last thing on that. Then you're always telling us about how great Ring Central was. Now you've told us a few times.
Oh my God! Listen, Ring Central. I've never said it was great. I said it works well. Usually, they all have problems. It's tech. And nothing is forever and always, Animal. Relay used to be great too. Now it's not.
Okay, let me just advertise for Rich while he's still here, or you can go. Just say it's Rich at cornerstonesearch.com. If that you can reach him if you want to attend his class or discuss it with him. The notes. It's also in the notes below this thing. You're going to. Everybody's gone.
You could also call Ring Central or call ask for Rich.
Exactly. All right, my friend. Hey, thanks, Animal. See you, Ernie.
Ernie, last questions for you then, okay?
Oh, no. Okay.
If you want, if I can let you go. Okay. I found this interesting. I know the answer, but I like this. This woman said, nobody's got to convince me of the benefits of branded hotels. Okay. So she's in a strange place. She said, but 99% of the time, she says, whenever I stay at an unbranded boutique hotel, I'm even more convinced about the value of branded hotels, okay? There's something to be said about decades of institutional data and experience, okay? Few boutique hoteliers can beat that. I found that fascinating. They've got all this experience like a Sheraton or Holiday Inn. They know what works. I don't think that's true, though, of big brand name recruiting companies. Would you say so? Does it transfer over to them as well?
I think with recruiters, it has to do with the person. You could hop over to another company. You can hop over to this or that, but people usually they stick with the person they know.
Ernie, let me interrupt you before it loses my. And things always skip my mind if I don't interrupt, actually. But what I heard you say, the first thing you said. It's the personal brand. That's you do believe in brand, but in this case, it's a personal brand. If you've got a recruiter that you really like, you're going to follow that recruiter wherever he or she may go.
Because usually they end up as your friend. They know you and they trust you.
Okay, but some recruiting firms might have a lot more support and tools and stuff like that.
Yes, but even within those firms, though, there's one recruiter that you like working with. Yeah, okay, but there's what you're saying there, though. It's more than the individual. There is a certain institutional support or whatever you want to call it that might be valuable in itself. The additional resources that they have, I think are there.
Okay,
yeah, I agree with.
But I think that personal brand was an interesting take on it. I'm going to do the ad now for your show. Okay, you and Tommy and Kelly do a fantastic show every Thursday, Friday morning, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Recruiter Roundtable.com. It's a little looser than this one. People bring in their questions, right? Tom doesn't come with a schedule. Is there any specific issues that you guys find you discuss more than others there? Or is it all more technical issues than we do here?
I think it's a combination of technical issues and job development. Everybody wants to know about what the heck's going on. But as part of the show, I'll tell you, it's half of it is the show that's we do that's being taped. But the real bread and butter of it is after the show, because sometimes we just sit and talk, and sometimes those conversations have lasted 3 hours because people are sharing stuff, they're on screen, and that's not recorded. But that's where you pick up the gem, of it. And then the second part of it is also the fact that you have a relationship, like coming onto this show. Like Rich Rose and I don't do business together, but I can call Rich anytime, and Donna and Tom, but of course, but you develop a relationship, and that's what you provide for us, is that camaraderie that we pick up ideas from each other.
Okay, I didn't know that you guys have that long after show. This used to have an after show, but we recorded it. I wasn't there. Jerry used to run it, and they cut me up. That's what they did. I used to criticize the show. It was pretty funny, but I didn't know about that. But it's the recruiterroundtable.com. It's in the notes, in the show notes below this. Ernie Moreno. It was nice to see you again.
Nice seeing you. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Boy, you surprised me, though, with the way you were handling that. I'll beat the shit out of you. Bye, everybody. See you later.